depths of my soul, feeling the loss of control in a spirit so colorful. Easy feeling, then let's go to a place where you belong. Give you strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Rise, rise, keep on rising, rise, rise, rise.
Take me home to the banks of the riverside. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's the place I love best. Yes, it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the riverside.
Good evening, YouTube, and a happy Boxing Day to everybody watching. This is the Newcastle United against Manchester United match preview with myself and Dave, who is slightly out of breath because he's just got home from a family gathering, but as committed as he is, breaking the speed limits up the course road to get with us tonight.
Not quite, but no.
Happy Christmas to everybody. And Dave, did you have a good one?
Yes, we did, and happy Christmas, everybody who's watching. Yes, I hope Santa was good to you. Yeah, we had a good day yesterday. We just me and the daughter and our partner.
Yeah.
He came round and spent the day. We all just lolled around, didn't do much. But then today, as we often do in our family, we all got together. So there were 6 kids and 8 grandkids at my sister's house. It was at a bedroom, but you know, it was absolutely fantastic. What a great day. Lovely food, good crack, doing daft quizzes and stuff like that. It was great fun. Lovely day.
Well, quiet day for me and Susan today, just me and her really, and the dogs, because my kids are at their mum's. Susan's little one was at her dad's, so just us, a little Shih Tzu and a golden retriever. So a very quiet day had by all today. But right, we'll go through a few of the comments just before we get cracking on the show. Chipper says, all the best, chaps. The Steve Bruce derby with Steve Bruce managing us. Effing great. I'm not sure what he means by that, but never mind.
I don't know.
No, I think Chippers is a bit off at the day. Good evening, Matthew. Evening, Steph.
Hi, Steph.
Good evening, Romois. JT, how are you doing? Matthew says, Man United are bearable, but if they turn up, then they wipe the floor with us. Hey, you never know. You never know. He meant beatable, not bearable. I think they are beatable. We'll come on to that shortly. Good evening, Simon. Evening, Trolls.
Trolls, all right?
Yeah, there's lots of people in the chat. Evening, Thomas. Matthew says, hopefully a few signings in the first week of January. That would be rather nice. Good evening, Martian Leader is here. Hello, all. I'm not sure what planet you're from, but hello. Pedro, good Boxing Day, everyone. Julie's in the house, modern behind the scenes with Susan.
Hi, Julie.
Dave Harrison's in the house, funny enough.
Hello, Dave.
Yes. Hello, Dave. Tony says, Merry Christmas, Day Zebras. Merry Boxing Day, sorry. Rise, 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 rise. Keep on rising. Hey, I had a few comments on YouTube saying that, well, 2 comments actually, saying that people didn't appreciate the intro music.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've had this intro music since obviously the takeover, and a lot of people comment to me how much they love it. So I quite like it. It's a good build up to the show. So, if you don't like it, just mute it for a minute until it's finished. Yeah. Paul, good evening. He says, good evening, Paul and Dave. Hope you had a great Christmas. We did indeed.
Thank you.
I got a new streaming chair. Look at that
very
beast.
posh. Very posh.
Susan bought me a new streaming chair, which is ultimate comfort. And it's funny because when I move now, it doesn't squeak at all.
So it's not your hips after all.
No, it's definitely not my hips, Dave. My hips don't lie. But, never mind. Pedro says, I think we might get 3 points. I've got a very, very good feeling about this one, as did a lot of people against Manchester City. Let's not forget that. Chesre's in the house. Good evening, Chesre. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good one, matey. AD855 says, Happy Boxing Day all, full of dinner number 2.
Absolutely.
Number 2, bloody hell. Thanks, Steph. Yano says, Sir Dave and his trusty squire.
Yeah, no.
Go. Hi, Chesrin. Merry Christmas. Hope you're well. Evening, Paul. Evening, Sir Harrison. Tony's hungover. I think quite a few people will be hungover today. Will Eddie Howe shuffle up the defence before we play Man United? Now, Dave, obviously, you know, this is a huge, huge game for us tomorrow in many respects, really, because a lot of players are, you know, fighting for the futures here because of the transfer window just around the corner. However, you know, Manchester United haven't been that great defensively this season. We know they haven't. They're there to, somebody commented before that they are there to be good at. I don't think Wan-Bissaka is anything to shout about at right back. I certainly don't think Harry Maguire is anything to shout about.
He's gone right off the boil, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, granted, Lindelof's played a bit better over the last few weeks, but I think they're to be good at their back line.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think, and, you know, people are going to laugh, but if we can get up alongside or even behind their back line or run at them, you know, the likes of Miggy and ASM doing them runs into it, I think they could panic too much because they like to take their time. You know, when they do get the ball, they do come out quite well, but they like to settle before they start to come back out. You know, if they do gain the ball back, we go at them. You're right. I think we could do them some damage. Now, you know, they're obviously going to do us some damage.
Going the other way is different. Going the other way is very different.
They've got some great midfielders and great attackers. I mean, that the Sun bloke is about 83, I think. Is it Ronald Thingy
Ronald or something? Isn't he called?
I have no idea. I've never heard of him, but he's supposed to be quite good. But he's quite old.
He's been around a while, I think.
He's not quite as old as me, but very few are. But no, I mean, you know, joking apart, when you look at him, you know, he just keeps on going. I mean, he's the epitome. If you treat your body properly, you can keep on going forever, you know. And he's a hell of a player. So we've got to keep him quiet. I'm not sure our backs and midfielders are going to be able to do that. You know, he could he could run right just on his own, but you know, we've just got to make sure that we keep an eye on him and play him out of the game as best we can. But no, I think their defence are get-atable. Is there such a word? Where I'm confident we can do something reasonable to their defence.
We have to actually try, though, don't we, Dave? It's no good just letting them have the ball. Because if we play tactics like that, then you may as well forget about it.
It's like we said at the mid-season review we had the other day. Seems months ago now. It was only 3 days ago.
I know.
You know, that's the one thing we always say. If we go at teams, and I think with, you know, the right people in the right positions, I think we can go right to teams. Now, whether we can do anything against this lot is open to some debate. If the Everton game goes ahead, and that's probably unlikely now, bearing in mind they've got this COVID and injury breakout, I don't think you'd cancel games for injury, but
listen,
double up.
Wait till it comes to Thursday, Dave, because we don't get games. We don't get games.
No, we're not allowed to have games.
I mean, I don't know whether you saw that thing on Twitter earlier on. I retweeted it. It was from Spenny Mag. Evening, mate, if you're watching. He basically he tweeted out it's a table of I think minutes between games or something like that. I think it was. But the teams that are twisting that they're playing too many games are all at the bottom of this table.
Played the least number of games,
and Newcastle are at the very top.
Yeah,
so
there's a surprise.
It's look, whether this game gets postponed against Everton or not, I think it'll probably do us a favour if it does, because it lets us get into January. Although we do have that game against Southampton early doors. I think it's the second, isn't it, or something? So, you know, we need to be ready for that. But at least it gives our guys a little bit of a break. Barry says, it's my birthday today, and invariably it's a miserable one because seldom do Newcastle deliver on Boxing Day, so I've enjoyed stress-free.
Happy birthday, mate.
Happy birthday, Barry. Hope you've had a good day, mate. And obviously Newcastle haven't been there to ruin it. So, Osman there says, why have our games not been postponed? Well, because there's no court. Listen, Eddie Howe came out in his press conference the other day. I did a video on that if you want to go and watch that after the show. Basically just saying that he wants to play. He doesn't see any reason why the games need to be cancelled or postponed or whatever if there's no problem in either camp. Now, we know Man United have had their problems. They come into the game. Are they fully refreshed, or are they, still suffering a little bit from the after effects? We don't know. So we're just going to have to wait and see.
Well, their last game was what, the 7th or 8th or something of December, wasn't it? I mean, it's about 2.5 weeks ago. So
even if they've had time to recover from COVID and get fresh for this game. So they're coming into it a lot fresher than we are, you could say. Ryan over in Canada, thank you for becoming a member, my man. At last, you took your time, but you got there. Guys, if you do enjoy the show tonight, please remember to hit the like button for us. And if you want to subscribe, please consider it. Have a look around the channel, see what you think of the shows. And if you like it, please do subscribe. You can donate to the channel tonight via Super Chat. If you hit the $ at the bottom of the live comments, that will take you through to that way if you wish to donate. And you can become a member of the channel now if you hit the join button next to the subscribe. If you're on a mobile, you may have to close down the live comments while you hit the button, and then you can obviously load back up on the live comments. So if you want to do that, it'll be great to have you become a member of the Toon Review family. And yesterday, Christmas Day, I saw the first Toon Review mug. I got it for Christmas.
That's no way to talk about John Sinclair, mate, Paul.
I know it's terrible. I know. Funny enough, John Sinclair's just become a member of the channel. Thank you very much, my brother. Brother from another mother. Love him to bits. Thank you, buddy.
Absolutely. Top man.
And also, so those will be getting done, once Christmas is out the way. So everybody that does become a member is going to be getting some kind of free merchandise. I will have to get everybody's address eventually to send it to them if you do want that. If you do want that, so
don't forget you promised me the Toon Review Lamborghini. Just
yes. Funny, I've been in touch with Lamborghini, and obviously the process is a bit slow at the minute, Dave. But you don't need anything with the bloody tank you've got, matey. Musical Magpie says, will we see Longstaff in the starting lineup? I highly doubt it. I really do.
I think he'll be on the bench, but I kind of see him starting.
Yeah. How are the lads? 6 point. Jesus wept.
You missed it one earlier on as well. I didn't see anything.
Hopefully Santa is good to Newcastle and we can get some great signings. Absolutely. Yeah, it will be. Good evening, Caitlin and Nick. Harry, guys, hope you all had a good Christmas. No Caitlin tonight. She's been stuck at work all day, bless her. Looking after old vulnerable people, so just Nick tonight. All right, evening, Nick. Hope you're well, Nick, buddy.
Yeah.
And
that's the regards on to Caitlin
when she gets in. Yeah, doing a fab job. Chippers, thank you for the £6.10 donation, mate. Very kind, very kind.
Top man, Chippers. Top man, Sam.
Matthew thinks Longstaff should be loaned out. I think Longstaff may go in the transfer window. I have a feeling. Trull says if Clark is in the team against Man U, we lose, in my opinion. Does he start again tomorrow, Dave? Because I don't think he's going to change that back four.
Do you know what I was thinking about on my way back doing me 180 mile an hour up the course? No, it wasn't that fast, but I was certainly pushing the limit. I was thinking about on the way back and thinking who's going to be our back four, and I muttered to myself, it's going to be the same, isn't it? Because one of the issues we've got, and I agree with what people are saying, I don't think Clark should start because he's clearly lost whatever confidence he had. He may get some back, but we haven't got that many options in the back. And I honestly believe that he's going to start again, which is a shame because he's been a great servant of the club and he's been in the championship, he was head and shoulders above most other defenders, but he's got on a bit. He's lost that little bit of pace, a little bit of confidence.
I hope Shark comes back in me.
Absolutely.
He's not going to drop Lascelles. Let's face it. That's not going to happen in a million frigging years. So
I was watching some old clips on YouTube or through Twitter this morning. People had posted, and the sword Shah's. That's easy to say. Thunderous shot that he put in. I can't remember what it was against now. Mine's gone. I was thinking, wow, if he's in tomorrow, I hope he does that again because that was one hell of a hit.
Be nice. It would be nice. Listen, out of all the teams that we've played over December, Man United is the one that I just really want to win. I really want to beat Manchester United. They're one of them teams that will always stay in my mind as a team that we don't like and we want to beat. Warren, thanks for becoming a member, mate. You messaged me yesterday to say you were going to do that, so Thank you very much. Welcome to the Toon Review family. Carlos says, we had an awful crimbo. His wife was rushed in hospital Christmas Eve. I hope all the mags had a good Christmas. Bloody hell, I'm sorry to hear that, Carlos. I hope she's on the way on the mend, mate. Big hugs to her. From everybody here. Yano says, no grandkids this year. I had to have a turkey like everyone else this year. Gary says, good evening, Paul and His Royal Highness. Chris from Leicester Till I Die TV. How was your first trip to the King Power, mate? I loved it. Really good day out. Got parked really easy, Chris. It was parked over the road just behind the car garages in a little sort of, it was somebody's little yard that they charged, £6 to go and park, but we knew our cars were safe and it was just across the road from the ground. We had to walk around the stadium, went to see the memorial garden for the former chairman. And you know what? It was lovely. You didn't feel any threat, that all the fans were mixing with each other and there was no nastiness, no bother. It was just a good day out, apart from the football, obviously, which was dreadful. But yeah, it was a good day, mate, and certainly looking forward to going back there.
Yeah,
Tony
proper
says
club.
it is a proper club. Yeah, I will love it if we beat them. Love it, says Tony. The happy highlights. The real party starts January the 1st. Indeed.
Yeah.
Andy, season's greetings, everyone, and to you, buddy.
Thanks,
Hope
Andy.
you're well.
All the best.
Susan says hello to everybody.
Hi, Susan.
She's modding on her new iPad, which was bought by someone. I don't know who got her.
Somebody
some
loves
absolutely incredible bloke. Yeah. John, evening, Paul, evening, Dave. Hope you both had a wonderful Christmas. Big up, you guys.
Thanks,
Cheers,
John. Hope you were the same, mate.
Speak to you soon, buddy.
Yeah.
Julie says, hit the like button, subscribe, and consider becoming a member. Thank you. If Manchester United turn up like they did against Norwich, we can beat them because they were dreadful that game. Man United haven't been great this season. To be fair, they've been very hit and miss, and I don't think they've actually played a game where they've blitzed everybody, apart from Leeds on the opening day. I mean, they didn't blitz us. In the end, it looked like they blitzed us, but they didn't.
Well, you're right, and I think for me, when you look at how much they've spent in the last few years, I mean, it's some ridiculous amount of money, and they're not really pulling any triggers. I mean, let's not beat about the bush. They're a really good side, and the position in the league is not there through anything other than winning games. But You're right. I mean, they haven't actually murdered anybody the way you'd think with the money they've spent. The players, some of the players they've got, you go, wow. Like joke before about Ronaldo. You look at him. I mean, it's one of the things I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, just to see him, because I've seen him a couple of times and he's a hell of a player. But unfortunately, he's another one who can blow hot and cold.
But I'm not one of these, Dave, that'll be if he scores, getting me camera out, taking pictures of him like certain.
No, you'll be getting dogs abuse from him if he does.
Shanio says, "Good morning, lads. Obviously, Australia. Don't appreciate the 3-day break. Good to see you back. Well, I'm sorry, mate. I know you messaged me yesterday to say exactly the same thing. I do apologise.
Yes, as well. It's all right. Yeah, so we're back. Back tonight. But yeah.
We've got to have a break somewhere.
Yeah, we'll get a couple of days a year off. We're good that way. God love them.
To be honest, I've missed it as well. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's true.
Will St. Maximin play well since we are playing a big team? Well, that's if he starts. I mean, there has been a few rumours kicking around that obviously he's going to make changes again. I don't see it. I don't see these changes being made personally. I think Maximin will be in the team. Who's going to play on the other side? What's going to be the formation? It could be anything. It really could. And at the end of the day, we just have to see when the team comes out at 7:00, Dave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we've said this before, Paul. We can speculate all we like. We can give our thoughts who should and who shouldn't play. But at the end of the day, it's that man in the dugout, Mr. Howe, who gets paid the big bucks, bless him, and rightly so, and he picks the team. Now, yes, I mean, we've said a few times, that we think we should start ASM from the bench because he's not been playing as well as he can, and that final ball is a frustrating one because, he is the type of player that gets people off their seats a bit, and, but if he just had that final bit, he'd be an absolute superstar. And I could see him being in our team for a good number of years with what's coming in the next, 2 to 3 years. But should he start? Like I said the last time, I'm not sure. I'm not sure he should start.
And I mean, I never thought we'd be talking about that, at the start of the season, Dave, talking about leaving ASM out. I mean, personally, tomorrow I wouldn't. I don't think I'd leave him out tomorrow because I think he can get it, Wan-Bissaka. I think he can make Wan-Bissaka's life a misery.
It's like I said earlier, if we can get it in among that back line of theirs, they could fold a bit, and that's the type of place where ASM does well.
Yeah.
For me, he's an absolute mercurial player. He's so much talent, but at the same time, frustrating, which annoys me intensely. I mean, I like that type of player. I love him to bits. I mean, I'd love nothing better than if he was here for another 6 or 7 years.
Yeah. He's got to play the right way tomorrow, Dave.
Absolutely.
Fair enough if you beat a man, beat 2 men, but then give the pass, give the simple ball, and then get forward like he did for the goal against Brentford. Just play the right way, and I think he'll have a lot of success. John, good evening. Evening to you both. Keep the music and keep the faith. Yeah, I'm having a few comments saying keep the music, so that's good news.
I like the music, I was saying.
I know, I can see you dancing in the background before we go on, Dave.
Certainly when Junior comes on, I love it.
Exactly. Lee says, would we be interested in Christian Eriksen? Can't play in Serie A, but can play in the Premier League, available for a free. Richard Rafferty, thank you for becoming a new member, mate. Welcome to the Toon Review family. Regarding Eriksen, I'm not sure, Dave. I'm not sure whether we've spoke about it before, but what would worry me is the situation with Christian Eriksen. If he sprints for a ball or he goes heavily into a tackle, you're always going to think, oh God, there's always going to be that worry there. And that's no disrespect to Eriksen himself. This is anybody who's got one of those fitted. I mean, he's been told he can play. So from a doctor's point of view, they're obviously happy that he can play football. It's just the rules in Italy are if you've got one of those fitted, you can't play, but you can play over here. So, would you take a pot on him?
Do you know, I mean, as a player all day, really good player, but with having that fitted, as you say, a hard tackle, a hard fall. I mean, we've seen 2 instances this season where one lad just the other week there sadly died outside the ground, heart failure, whatever. Absolutely. I saw that the guys working on, they're doing a sterling job.
Well, it happened just after I left you.
It must have been literally seconds, because I was running late from the food bank as I was standing chatting to Stu Penman and people like that, and Steve Hasty, and I walked past, and it really affected me. I mean, I must admit, I was close to tears when I got on the ground, praying that he would survive, and of course, obviously, he didn't, and it was absolutely heartbreaking for his family. And I do hope that the 67th minute?
67th minute tomorrow. We all need to start. We all
stand
need
up and give a round of applause in his memory. And I genuinely hope everybody does that. So, if you're watching, if you go to the match, do that and tell all your friends, because it would be a wonderful tribute. And of course, a few weeks earlier, there was the guy. When the game was stopped for 20 minutes, when the guy in the stand, he stand at the far end from me. Thank God he survived, and I understand he's now back at the game. So that's
he is.
That's good news. So
speaking of that, Dave, Ronald had a heart attack Christmas Day. Not good, now in hospital.
Oh, mate, Ronald, no.
Jesus, mate. Get well soon.
Absolutely.
Make a full recovery, mate. And we send all our thoughts.
Yeah. In the best place, and just get yourself sorted, fella. Oh, that's definitely sad news. Sad news. So so I think I would have to say no, because some people know I had a quadruple heart bypass 20 years ago. I was told I'd had 6 months left to live, and thank God I'm still going and still as grumpy as ever. So I would be very...
We love you.
I know, I love you too. But I mean, I'll be looking for somebody with a condition like that, and with a pacemaker and that fitted. I don't know. I would have to say no. If it wasn't for that, all day, every day. But it's for my personal opinion, that's too much of a worry.
I mean, like you said, football inside, probably a take him every day of the week. Wonderful, absolutely talented footballer. But I think that's going to be on the mind of any team that really takes him on. I mean, if somebody signs him, the medical is going to be pretty intense for him, I would imagine, just to see where he's at with fitness. But yeah, I mean, look, there's going to be. I mean, we'll be doing shows throughout the transfer window on
January,
here,
yeah.
and linking up hopefully with a few other channels as well, because I think it's going to be an exciting one for us either way we look at
Hope
it.
so. Yeah.
We have to obviously try and clear these games first. You know, certainly whether the Everton game goes ahead, I know that's we don't know yet, but we'll see.
I doubt it personally, but we'll wait to see.
And then of course Southampton, and then once those games are out the way, because obviously we've got the FA Cup game then against Cambridge, so we've got a break to build up the team again.
Can I just dive in very quickly, Paul, on that the cup game? I applied for my ticket on the first day they came up, and a couple of days later I thought, my ticket, that's unusual. Text me mates who I go to the match with and said he was going. They're all going. They've all got the tickets. I'm like, oh, that's not right. So I dropped the club an email. I got a response back within an hour saying, we'll look into it. Get back to you as soon as we can. Next day, nothing had happened. So I thought, I'll just ring them because it was just before Christmas. I'll give them a quick ring, get rid of it now. So a very nice lass who was very pleasant. And she says, look, we're sending them out in batches. It may just be you're in the next batch, not a problem at all. And then it arrived the next day. So I'd had a response to the email. So it was from a girl called Jan, who I sent an email to Jan. I said, look, Jan, it arrived this morning. Thank you very much. Just me being an old panicky idiot. And I said, thanks very much. Merry Christmas to you and all people in the box office. Got a lovely email back saying, oh, I'm glad it's arrived, Dave. Great. Hope you and your family have a great holiday, and it's going to be a good game against Cambridge. And I thought, wow. And that happened within about 3 days. Now, I remember a few years ago in a similar situation, and I had to lose my temper and get, you went down and thumped somebody.
Do you know what? There is a difference, though, with the communication.
Yeah. And we've seen, Jamie there today, and Amanda and Mia Dad doing, things, and think, wow. And,
Eddie Howe.
So you just look at that and think they've said more in, is it 14 weeks yet? I don't know. Than the
something
previous
like that.
Something like that. They didn't. I think I heard Ashley speak twice to Sky Sports News in 14 years.
Absolutely
never heard
crazy.
Charlie speak once.
No.
I think one or two others heard, but obviously I missed it. And then they come on and they're putting lovely Twitter things up saying thanks very much, and Jamie saying well done to the food bank. You just think, wow, it just it's incredible. It really is
crazy. I know, but it's brilliant stuff though when you think about it.
Wonderful.
Cesare says thoughts on recalling Matty. The Scottish League is a much weaker team, and Matty hasn't gotten more than 300 odd minutes, but the extra option can only benefit some pace in the midfield. Listen, I think Matty's going to find it tough coming back, because obviously in the transfer window we are without doubt going to be bringing players in, and I think that will put Matty down the pecking order more a bit, Dave. To be honest, I can't see him getting.
I mean, I've said on the show a few times, I would, I'd love it if both Longstaffs came through and had a long and successful career, just because they're local lads. But more to the point, what it does for local lads to see, two local lads in the side who are doing well. But let's come back down to earth, Dave, and think about where they're at and the level of games they're at. Sean's not playing anywhere near what he was a couple of years ago before he had that injury and before he was linked to Man United for 50 million quid. He's like a little lost lad in the middle at the minute, which is a shame. I still think there's a player in there. Will he get the chance? I don't think he will.
Probably not.
And I think the same goes for Matty, another good player who can, unpick the midfield, if you like. But like you say, if we're going to get two or three, I'm going to say decent, let's be positive, midfielders in and other positions, I think he'll be second or third choice all the time. Which
the problem is, Dave, where Newcastle want to be, where the owners want to be, where they want to take this club. I don't personally think that the Longstaffs are up to that level anyway. I don't think they're there. So that's why I don't think they'll play much.
It's the same with Dummett. I mean, it's like we often say, the longer a player stays out, the better he becomes. There's no doubt Dummett used to be probably our best defender. I mean, he's not the most gifted footballer, but by God, he can defend. And he does go down the wing at times, and he can put a cross in now and again. But he's one of these players that I like a defender. You think, right, there's somebody coming towards us. This is going in row Z. I don't care. Get rid of it. Regroup, start again, which is what I love about the man. But you're right. It's the same with him. If he does come back and he plays well, are we going to bring better defenders in? And I think the answer will be yes, we are.
Yeah.
Whether it's in January or whether it's in the summer, time will only tell. But these players have had a great career. Well, maybe it's not the Longstaffs, but certainly Dummer's had a great career with the Town, and I just don't think he's got a long-term future here.
Tony makes the point there, Dave. Longstaff can't do much worse than Willock, to be fair, and I think he's right about that.
Fair point.
But
that's a fair point.
The problem is we're coming very close to January now, so they are going to address that position. I have no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And Gary says, "Do you feel we need a break given how many clubs are sadly dealing with COVID?" No. I think if there's a break out of COVID, then yes, do something about it. But hey, come on, look, COVID's going to be with us. This is just my opinion. All right, this is just my opinion. COVID is going to be with us for years to come. It is going to be like the flu and the common cold and all this kind of stuff. Now we have to live with it. My opinion is that we have to get on with life. We just have to keep, whatever these new variants keep coming out, we have to deal with it in ways. Yeah. And we've got to try and get on with life. But that like I said, that is just my opinion. Many people have different ones, but I don't think the football should be stopped at the minute. I think you cannot shut things down for people.
No, I think part of the problem with COVID is, Paul, and I see where you're coming from, is that we've had a few years now where we've it's been tough. And governments around the world rather said we need to lock down, close, and hide everybody away. Hopefully it'll go away, but it'll not. We're going to be it's going to be with us for a good number of years.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what we need to do is, as you say, learn to live with it. If we need to get vaccinated every year, well, so be it. I don't mind doing that. I get vaccinated for the flu and other things every year. You just got to do it and just hope that it will become not a thing of the past, but a much less worrying thing. 20-odd thousand people a year normally die of the flu, which is tragic, but it happens, and we just get on with it, So,
and there's many other illnesses from the big C word that people lose their lives in.
Well,
a lot more than COVID. It's
somebody said the other day on Twitter that they'd looked at the number of deaths from Omicron over the past so many weeks since it came into the country, again numbers. I think it was something like 23 have died, but in the same period. And to give the age, I think the ages were, across an older population. And to give the same period, and there was something like 105 had died of suicide, and they were much younger. So, what we need to do is start working more on mental health, as well. So. Yeah. Go back away from football. Come on, sorry. It's tragic and all the rest of it, but yeah, absolutely.
Well, we have to talk about it in a way because it does involve football now. We have to, it is there.
Yeah.
So Gary says, do you guys like me worry we are going to be games in front of Burnley as we're already 2 games ahead? I said the other day that I think it's better to have the games in the bag. However, when you think about it, these games that are getting postponed will now benefit the other clubs if they're going to bring new signings in January because they will be able to play then, whereas they wouldn't have had the games being played in December. So I think they will have a slight advantage depending on if they bring players in. Now, Burnley's situation, they very rarely bring players in. Sean Dyche has been on a shoestring for years and years, which is why, I think he's done fantastically well there.
He is manager.
For us, look, I don't think it matters whether we bring in 5 or 6 players at the minute. We can get going again in January. We can start building from January. Yeah. Other teams don't have the money we do to go and get players. So
that's right.
You can see on both sides, Dave. Where the field lies. But
you're absolutely right, Paul. I think one of the issues for me is that, and again, people in the chat will put me right. I don't think Burnley and Sean Dyche have brought any more than 1 or 2 players in January. He's definitely a summer rebuild man, and I don't think it will. The other thing is, what we've got to remember is that whenever these games start to get put right, when they start to catch up, they could be playing 3 or in some cases 4 games in a week. if we're getting towards the see Ryan's coming there.
I know.
Yeah, so they could be playing Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, Saturday, whatever, which is going to be hard on them because, if they haven't got a good depth of squad, a bit like we have at the minute, the sort of the second 11 are nowhere near as good as the first. Not that the first is much better anyway.
Yeah.
But, so that's going to be hard on them. But as you say, if they bring 3 or 4 players in themselves, that might help them. So it's a real catch-22. I mean, I think in some ways, if we got, for argument's sake, if we got a point off Man United or a win off Man United and a point or a win off Everton, so we got, 3, 4, or even 6 points in the next 2 games, I'd much rather have 6 points in the bag than 2 games in hand because you've got no guarantee you're going to win.
Well, at the end of the day, Dave, I mean, look, we've got to we have to do it ourselves. If we go down, we've got ourselves to blame. We only have to.
Absolutely.
If we haven't got enough points come the end of the season, we haven't got enough points.
I seem to recall somebody once saying it's all about the accumulation of points. I can't remember who said that. It must be somebody in the past.
Matthew says Willock to start tomorrow. If not, I'm not sure who he starts instead. I'd drop Willock. I've had me say on Willock. I'm not gonna hammer him any further. I've had me say on him. I don't think he's where we need him to be. I don't think his head's in the right place.
On the bench for me.
Yeah, he's on the bench for me, but we'll give you our teams at the end. But he's certainly not in my team for tomorrow's game. Yano says, given the breakdown of our ownership, 80-10-10, if they want to spend 300 million, then Staveley and the Rubens will have to come up with 30 million each. Is that likely? I'm not sure that's the way it works, I think PIF own the club, therefore PIF will be responsible for the monies for transfers and things like that. I've no doubt about that. But listen, we're going to spend fortunes. We have to, otherwise we're going down.
It's a very fair point, and I genuinely don't know what the answer is about where the money's come from, and it's not even our sort of gift to know that, So, my comment would be that certainly the Rubens can afford it, because their empire is. Or is that something like £30 billion they've got now? Whether they want to spend that amount, won't spend that amount of money because that's their business, but certainly they do. And I do believe Staveley has her business is it PCP? What do they call it? That's got a lot of money as well. So I don't think 30 would be a big hit on either of them. But I think Paul's right. I think the PAF would be by far and away putting the money in, to that extent.
Yeah,
don't know.
Carlos says, thanks, Paul. Pleased the show was on. Clear my head a bit. Well, if we can help in any way by doing a show for you, mate, that's good enough for us, mate. Julie says, sorry, was the parking £6 or $6?
That was good. I nearly said that before when you were talking about parking near Leicester. I thought, no, I better not. I'll just get it wrong. So you're a brave lady, Julie. That's for certain.
Yeah, brave lady all the way down there in the Midlands. Jory says, is all the public transport Sunday service tomorrow?
Yes, I believe it is.
I believe it is. It's bank holiday. CFC Florida, thank you for the $10 super chat, mate. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and as well. We are, my friend. Thank you very much for that. Ben says, any news on the Trippier signing? Nothing as far as any new news. To be fair, I think we are going to sign him. That's just me. So there you go.
I think with the signs at the minute, there's so many people saying, "Oh, I've heard," and me mate's auntie's cousin's brother's dog who goes walking past the training ground once a month has heard, which is, I'm being silly, but that's what tends to happen. Nobody knows at the minute, but from what we've heard, it's very well nailed on, I think.
Yeah. Can now see. Yeah, she can see the chat now without squinting on her phone. Cesare says to Susan, glad that Paul could find a way to buy your affection. Paul, I need affection too. Oh, Cesare, I could just give you a big hug sometimes. If we only get championship players, I will be furious and annoyed. I don't think we will. Michael says, evening lads, love the channel, best coverage of NUC and USA and YouTube. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that.
It's very nice to say that.
Susan said, thanks, Cesare. He's a good one.
He is, mate. He is.
Despite what some of the trolls may say.
Yeah, well, you know.
Tony says, Man United are a side of names, but they played bad as a team. That's a very, very good point from
that's a good
Tony.
point.
That is.
Yeah, it is.
You know, when they brought their players in at the start of the season, I thought, wow, you know, they've got some fantastic attacking lineup. You know, you look at Greenwood, you look at Rashford, Sancho, Ronaldo, Fernandes, you know, and then backed up by a midfield with Pogba in it. And, you know, you kind of think, wow, you know, then they bring in Varane, and you think this is a side that could sort of go places this season and take Man United back to the next level where they haven't been for a while. But it just seems that these big stars don't combine very well with each other at the minute. So that's why Ralph Rangnick has a hell of a job to go in there and try and get them playing as a team.
Well, there's a lot of people have said, I mean, talking about Ronaldo, you know, he's been to quite a few clubs over the years. A lot of people said he's very much his own man. And he wants to play his way, and that's because he's such a, you know, superstar. And he is. I mean, he's one of the few superstars. But the other players you mentioned as well, they're all brilliant in their own right. But how many times have we seen it? Certainly a few years ago in Europe, you know, Barcelona had a team of absolute superstars, but they couldn't gel as a team. It took them a long time to start. And they win things more by good luck and, you know, I'm saying good management, you know what I mean? But they weren't playing that well to say they're going to win, you know. And I think that's why Man United blow hot and cold if one or two of them, you know, and Pogba's another one who, if he's on his game, will be there. If he's not his game, he's you know, he's championship level at times. I mean, he's a great player, and, you know, it'd be great to watch him, but there are times you just think, you know, you're better than that. But yeah, that's part of the problem. But I think Ragnick, from, you know, reading things, I mean, I know he's linked with us for a while. I certainly think that he should pull them together. He seems to know what he's talking about. He's done some good things in the past. So we're going to wait and see.
Nick makes a comment here, Dave. Man United should be weakened off COVID, and their best player was in the same year as Lord Harrison at school. We will get something off them. You never know. You never know.
I think he was in the air below me, but never mind.
Yeah. Shuley Fraser keeps his place. Well, will he be in mine and Dave's team? We'll see. Yeah, I kind of thought that when you said that, Dave. You kind of gave it away. Pedro says, well, let's hope PIF invest big and we get at least 6 to 7 players. We are going to need them to stay up. Absolutely. Troll says, I miss the old music, but the new one is good too. Adam says, love the intro tune, would love to have it on my Twitch racing channel, mate. If you want it, just drop me in on Twitter, drop me a message, and I'll with your email address, and I'll email it to you if you want it, mate. It's you know, I don't have any copyright on it. ASM is like watching Messi with a blindfold. I see where he's going with that. Shelby is fit for tomorrow, which is good. Yeah, he is.
He? There was a thing saying he might not be, but he is fit.
I think he'll play, Dave. I think it's games.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
You know, I think you know, whatever you think of John Joe Shelby at the minute, I think he improves our side. You know, dramatically. You know, we especially with the position he plays in the middle of the pitch. Whatever you think of him, he does improve the team, providing he's on his game, which he has been since Eddie Howe's come in.
Absolutely.
Matthew says we need to spend a shitload or spend nothing. No point spending less than 100 million. I think it'll be a lot more than that. Dave wants to see ASM come on as an impact sub. I mean, you know, Derek says he's a luxury we can't afford at the moment. I couldn't care less if ASM doesn't play again, to be honest. Wow.
A bit hard, but no,
Tony says
it's all about opinions, though, Paul. Yeah,
exactly, and that's what Maxi does. He splits opinions without a shadow of a doubt.
Absolutely.
Cesare says, I hear you, mate. Even if I still find myself ignoring transfer talk because the Ashley days, here at least we have some exciting news to look forward to. Yeah,
true.
You know, actually, when people talk about us going in for players, we know that we are going in for players this time. Chris, good evening, says Man United make the same stupid mistakes we do from time to time. So we have a chance in my mind, just need to press them a little. You know what it is, though, Dave? Tomorrow, I think we could... I think there's going to be goals in this game. I would be absolutely flabbergasted if it was 0-0. Yeah, but I think we're going to score, and I think Man United will score, but who wins the game? I mean, it all depends, I think, on whose defence plays the best. I generally think that.
You're absolutely right. And it's one of those games tomorrow where we both know that, you know, both defences are definitely iffy. And if the attacking players can get in among those defences, there will be goals. There's no doubt about it. I just hope there's more goals from the black and whites than there are from the red and whites.
Exactly. Ryan says a bit controversial, but I would like to see Harry Winks at the club. Do you know what it is? Do you know what I watched? What I've been watching over the last week is the All or Nothing, the behind the scenes with the Tottenham Hotspur.
All right, I haven't seen that. Yeah.
When Mourinho was in charge, and many comments that I've seen when Dele Alli's name's been mentioned, saying, "Oh, his attitude stinks" and all of this. But behind the scenes, especially when Tottenham lost, the kid cares. I mean, he was, arguments in the dressing rooms and, just showing a lot of passion. I was quite surprised. It's quite interesting when you watch these kind of things because it kind of does give an insight into, you see sort of the real players behind the scenes, not just what they're like on the pitch. So it's interesting. And, Harry Winks, he isn't a bad player. I mean, he's certainly not a bad player. Would he improve us enough? It depends who else we got in alongside him, I think.
That's right. Is he better than what we've got, is what I always say. And if he is better than what we've got, well, it's a one to add to the options list, But,
it is.
I mean, what's it now? Was it 872,000 players?
At
I
least.
mean, it's ridiculous.
Thomas says, I won't tell fellow fans how to feel, etc. But for me, I lower my expectations for the transfer window. The Saudis want to go about it in a smart way and not throw away money, which is good. Adam says, Maxi will be mega for us. Just had a few bad matches. When he gets the ball, we all watch waiting for the spectacular getting past players. Yeah, that's the whole thing, though, Adam. It's getting past players, but it's then finishing it off in the final third.
I think Adam's absolutely right. And he does go past players, but it's the last two for me. And you've said the same, Paul. He tries to do that last two tackle, shimmies too many. He needs to pass it once he's gone past 2 or 3, which we know he can do. We've seen him do, but not often enough for my money. But he's great to watch. Let's not get away from it.
Nick says, what's going to happen with the 4 horsemen this week, Paul? Obviously, it won't be on tomorrow. Any chance of it being later in the week? I think it's going on Wednesday.
Well, I heard Wednesday. I don't know whether that's correct, but yeah.
I think Barry's waiting for me to actually set it up for Wednesday, but it won't be on this channel. It's on World of Sport TV, but I think Wednesday night. So keep an eye on all our Twitters for that.
I'm not sure Barry will be in because I think his wife's going to have.
Yeah, well, Barry's not on it anymore. Anyway, he wasn't on the last one. It's Billy's taken over from him anyway.
Yeah, because he's going to be out for a few weeks, isn't he? With it,
he is.
On its way.
I know he's doing a show at the minute, but big up to him, and I hope everything goes well because it's either tomorrow, I think, or Tuesday that. She's going in, so we'll keep it. We'll let you know. Jamie says, "Do you think we'll sign Kessie?" I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
No, not for me.
Cheers, Keith. Warren says, "You're welcome, Paul. Love this channel. Watched it for a good year now. Love all the shows you do, and don't change the intro song because of a couple of bellheads recently downloaded cracking tune. Look, they're not bellheads, mate. Don't worry. They're just people
different
have their opinion on
opinions.
it.
Different opinions, which is what it's all about. Opinions.
Of course. Keith loves the intro music. 99% of people said that anyway. Dave says, I've had 4 heart attacks now and got 5 stents fitted. I wouldn't take the risk.
Absolutely. Yeah, me, Dave.
Yeah. Osman says, we do not seem to be the real spenders in January at this time. There should be some deals done and others close, but are still rumours. We can't do anything anyway till the 1st of January. We may have things lined up in the background. That's the thing. You just don't know what's going on behind the background.
You're absolutely right. I think the dream ticket is at 9:10 on the 1st. It's over to Sky Sports News, and Newcastle have signed these 5 players, and they're all will be as.
But certainly stay tuned to the Toon review as well, because there'll be live streams all the time with, throughout during the day, on a night time. It's going to be big on this channel. So I hope you've got plenty of Lucas here, Dave, and you're ready to go for January, mate, because you'll,
Absolutely.
Nigel, thank you for the super chat. Wishing everyone that watches this show a Merry Christmas, even if you don't agree with my opinions. Listen, everybody's about the opinions. That's what the show's
your opinions are very important, as is everybody else's. So yeah.
Yep. Lucy Marie, good evening. I think you're new to the channel, first time comment, so thank you very much. Please do subscribe. It is going to be tough as teams are winning now. Southampton beat West Ham. Everton will start to win too when they've got players out injured. But what a win that was for Southampton today. And West Ham, West Ham fallen again. And it
I
seems
know
to be
that's
history
they haven't
repeating
won in,
itself.
is it 5 or 6 games they haven't won
Something
in
like
there?
that, yeah.
So,
Doug from the Dugout Football Channel, absolutely great guy. Go and give him a sub as well. He's a lovely, lovely guy. Great channel. Obviously, and get well soon, Ronald. Everton, a huge game if goes ahead, says Matthew. Indeed. Adam says 67th minute. Everyone sing Geordies would be epic.
absolutely.
Thomas wants to see Anderson, White, and Stevenson against Cambridge. I think we will see a few youngsters.
Yeah.
Ryan says, Divs, where's your dentures?
My dentures. I haven't got any.
You cheeky bugger, Ryan. Lucy Marie says Burnley has 3 games in hand over Newcastle, so that's not good. Yeah, I mean, that's what we were talking about before. It's very, very interesting. Thomas says, congrats on 7K. Thank you, Thomas. Obviously, a 7K Q&A will be coming soon. Dave's just ordered his suit for the mastermind edition of the Toon review. That will be coming soon. Matthew says, Jan, who works in the box office, used to be my next door neighbour.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's funny, Paul. You often say that the 6 degrees of separation in the world, when it's with it being Newcastle, it's about 2. So there you go. But really good lead,
isn't it? Watford, Norwich, and Burnley on Newcastle for relegation, says John. Tony says blasphemy. Respect the king, Ryan. Indeed. You don't tell royalty if they've got dentures. But Ryan's a good kid. He's a good lad.
He's a good lad.
DJ Dewey says, I had earlier predicted a 2-1 win to Newcastle, but after hearing Varane is back from injury, I'm going for a 2-0 United win. Man United win, sorry. Yeah, Varane should be back tomorrow. That is one bit of news that's come out of Old Trafford. So, you know, he's obviously going to go alongside Maguire. They're not going to drop Maguire. Although then again, who knows with Ragnick? We'll have to see. The players that to blame. Eddie Howe needs time to bring in his players. Indeed. Julie says, great to see the owners come out with Christmas messages.
Absolutely.
Not only come out with them, but what I've liked about it, Dave, is they've replied to a lot of messages that they've had as well.
Yes.
Me and Dad especially has took a lot of time to reply to a lot of Newcastle United fans. Which is
the thing I like about me and Dad a lot is when the director of football has been talked about, and what's his face? You know, my life name's the ex-Liverpool guy. It was supposed to have said, "Oh well, I've turned it down because they weren't, thinking about along my lines." And my dad came out within hours and said, "Do you know what? He's not enough of the job. So what's he on about?" Now that wouldn't have happened in the past. We wouldn't have heard anything from anybody about anything. And he comes back and says, "No, that wasn't the case." So he should. And it's funny how since that happened, there's been absolutely nothing from that bloke whatsoever. So he's it's as they say, it's died a death. That thread, which is
Tony says Sean's tash is weighing him down. Probably. I mean, that is ridiculous. But Newcastle got a chance against Man United. They had bad results themselves. Exactly. They're not. Well, how many times have we said that these teams aren't playing very well, and then they come up against Newcastle?
Well, we said we might win against Spurs, and then
exactly. There's been a few times. John says, just think, chaps, our Christmas starts on January the 1st. Bring on the transfer window. Nigel, thank you for another £5, mate. Very, very kind. Really appreciate that. Ashish says, hopefully Santa brings a great January transfer window for the Geordie fans. Brian, I read that Matty will be loaned out to Carlisle. I've heard that rumor as well.
Really, I've not heard that. Right? Oh well,
yeah,
that could be a good move for him because Carlisle's a good footballing side at the minute, and I think he would fit in. He would be head and shoulders above them, so that'd be a good move for him.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because again, like I was saying about Sean, maybe he's going to Nottingham Forest. He's guaranteed games at Carlisle. He'd be a spearhead for him. I know it's League Two, but so some of the football lower down the leagues is really good.
Minutes on the ground is what it's about. That's what you got to get. Minutes on the legs.
Exactly. Willock has been shocking. Indeed, he has. Darren says Ronaldo scores a hat-trick tomorrow. Hopefully new signings in January. Newcastle win the Premier League within 5 years.
Wow. Yeah, works.
Well, if that's the case, Darren, yes, I would love that to happen.
I'll take that. I'm not sure about the hat-trick tomorrow, but the rest of it, absolutely, I'll take that.
Yeah. Ryan says, anyone seen the Sander Berge rumours from Sky? No, I haven't.
I heard about that this morning when I was getting ready to go down to my sister's, and I thought, what? And it's I mean, I joked before about the number of players we're being linked with. somebody somewhere on Twitter worked it out since the takeover. And I'm sure, was it 100, Paul? You probably remember better than I do, but it was a massive amount of players. And you just think, really? So as we said in the past, agents will say to their little pet reporters, or Newcastle's been in touch with our lad, with me about our lad. And they go, all right, then all of a sudden, it hits the press, and then we've been linked, and he's coming, he's starting on the 1st of January, and 99% of them just aren't the case, So.
Yeah. Nigel says, please change your background, Paul. It looks like you're fixing a piano. Just saying. Much love. If the rest love it, I'll deal with it. I did have a different background, to be honest. I can't remember why I went back to this one.
You had the ground on, but it had some of the Sports Direct signs in position.
Yes.
So that's why you
did.
changed it to the changing room. So yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll go back to I'll go back to this one. There you go. Like I'm in a little studio. How's that?
Okay. Right, you are.
Ashley says Burge adds steel to this team. A very high ceiling buy for Newcastle. Hopefully. Mark says United 0, United 4. Now I don't know which United he's talking about.
There's only one United. That's us.
Yeah, Sander Burge isn't what we need at the moment. He plays for my national team. Lucy Marie says, yes, we must have games go ahead with football stop, and look at Scotland. They're not stopping half the games.
Yeah.
Most of them went ahead today, to be honest.
Yeah.
Keith says, I just think we have to live with COVID now. Richie says 3-0. Yeah, therefore Ronaldo goal. Just glad he's back. He loves a cheeky goal versus us lot. Indeed he does. Yeah. Geordie says, a month-long Christmas starts next week. Woohoo, nearly got through this horrible, rough December month, which we were all dreading. Exactly.
I jokingly said earlier on to one of the lads I was texting, I said, Christmas came for us on that day in October. That was when Christmas arrived, when the theatre went. The presents start to arrive on the 1st of January. So.
Yeah. I'm never going to eat the end of this £6.10.
You're not, sorry.
Is Willock pretending to be good or pretending to be bad?
I don't know.
Jeez, who knows? Who actually knows?
Well, if Eddie's comments today are anything to go by when he said, the squad's not that big, so you're going to be needed, so get stuck in. I don't know if that was aimed at anyone or the whole team. I don't know, but
Alex says, I'm happy with the table at the moment, even if we lose tomorrow. A bunch of teams between 13 and 16 points. We can push much harder in January than others. The chase is on.
Absolutely, Alex. Absolutely.
Yeah. Does that mean I'm Bradley Walsh now if the chase is on? Opinions on Sander Burge, we've just given them. Would love to see Calvin Phillips come here. He's been rumoured, actually.
One of the many, but yes, I would. I mean, I'd take him. Take Sander Burge as well, obviously. But
John says we'll be outclassed tomorrow. I don't think we'll be outclassed. I don't think Man United are that good. Nigel says, bollocks to COVID. We live in 2021. Think how this country dealt with pox and plague. Believe in the science, even if it's a conspiracy. Who can save us? COVID is like NUFC getting new owners. Jesus. Okay, fair enough.
Opinions.
Tony says, if we don't finish above Dyche's Burnley, we deserve to go down. I agree with that.
Point. That's a very fair point.
Foxy says, Dyche is a proven top manager. Burnley won't get relegated. They will end the season strong at home as always. Paul, changed membership to £6.10. No, I haven't. Cheeky git. Bob says, do we need to sell before we can add players in January due to squad number? No. What we can do is we can drop players from the squad that we originally picked and then add the new players to that. And then obviously whoever doesn't get in the 25-man squad for the rest of the season will probably be looking for exits out the door.
Yeah. And I mean, there's two ways to look at it. If we can't sell them, we can terminate their contracts, pay them up, which will cost a few bob, but they might decide to do that. We might just say, look, you're going to be in the reserves or whatever because you haven't got a squad number. Or when the window opens for loan deals for the EPL, we can not the EPL, the first, second, and third divisions. That's the easy way to say it. We can load a few out of there, So
definitely.
There's lots of options.
Yeah, right. We're almost an hour in, Dave. So it's time to give us your team and obviously your formation first of all.
Formation, I'm going to go with 4-4-3.
Hang on, Dave. 4-4-3. That's too many players, mate.
No. We're going to go with actually 4-4-4. That's what we need to do. So 4-3-3.
Dave,
I'm
be
always
sensible.
No, I want to go 4-4-4 with 2 keepers. Are we allowed to do that? No. So 4-3-3. My backs are going to be obviously De Bruyne in goal. I think there's no option other than to pick him. Still a great keeper, not best with the ball at his feet, but that'll come. I would say it's going to be tricky because I've been toying with this for a while. I still think he's going to put Lascelles in. I think he's going to play. I hope he plays Shaw. I would really want them two together. Lewis, and I would think Manquillo, but I have a feeling he'll play Clark in there somewhere. I hope not for Clark's sake, but that would be my backs. And I would think in midfield, I've got written down here: Shelby, Almiron, Williker, a Longstaff playing. I would hope neither. But who you're left with? You're either left with young Anderson or Hendrick. Hendrick's a workhorse, but it's not his natural position. And up front, I mean, I think it picks itself, and that's Joe Linton, ASM, and Wilson. But I definitely think Fraser needs to be in. So I think the midfield's probably going to be Fraser, Shelby, and Willock. I think that's what he's going to pick.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have Willock. I'd have somebody else in, like Almiron or even young Anderson.
Okay.
I would like to see Willock starting from the bench.
Well, Julie says if the king wishes to play 4-4-3, then so be it.
With 2 keepers. With 2 keepers, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God! And so, have you gone for up front, Wilson?
Yeah, Wilson,
Yeah.
ASM, and Joe Linton. You see, like you said a few times, but Wilson and
Did
ASM.
you say Lewis?
Yeah, I would.
He's injured, Dave.
Is he? Oh, I didn't know that.
Jamal Lewis.
Yeah,
Not
Lewis.
He's done his hamstringing, man.
Not Lewis, man. Flip my neck, man. Fraser. Sorry, Fraser. Did I say Lewis? I meant Fraser.
At left back.
No, in the middle.
I'm confused now.
So am I. I see, because I was late. I didn't get a chance to sit and write this down properly. So,
did the dog eat your homework, Dave? Is that what's happened?
Yeah, it did. I haven't got a dog, but yeah, the cat pooed on it.
Alex says Hendrick is a workhorse. I respect your opinion, Dave, but that's a shocker. He has the engine of a rusty lawnmower.
Well, that's true. That's true. I wouldn't have him in the side, but he can bring him off the bench last when he needs something to run around and
you know what it is.
Damage.
Look, it's. I mean, Ryan says there, if I see another fullback breeze through our midfield, I'm going to lose my shit. So would I. Listen, I'm going for 4-3-3 as well, Dave.
Oh, well.
Okay. Tony's just said there, Dave Harrison's 4-dimensional formations.
It's like multi-level chess, you see.
Chipper says Dave has lost the plot.
I lost it years ago, Sam. Lost it years ago.
Louis, sorry I'm late. Hope you had a good Christmas. You look like you're on the set of Loose Women. Shit. I will find you, Louis.
Don't know where that puts me.
I know, yeah. Dummett's not back from injury yet, no.
Apparently he's training, but he's not.
He is training, but he said in his press conference he wouldn't be fit enough to start.
It's going to be the middle of January at the earliest, isn't it? So,
yeah. So I'm going 4-3-3.
Mm-hmm.
Dubravka starts for me. Left back, I think he will continue with Richie. I don't see any change there at all. In the middle, I think, I want to go with Sharon Lascelles.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I think. I mean, Lascelles isn't going to be dropped, so he's in there anyway.
He's in,
right back, Manquillo, simply because we need a proper right back in there tomorrow because, we need someone who's going to stick to his position. Murphy, for me, no way should he be right back against Manchester United. I think that would just absolutely just deflate us completely. Foxy says, 4-4-4. Has Dave been talking to Steve Bruce? Luke said, considering Dave sat down, can someone get him a basket to weave?
Do I get the two keepers as well? We need that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, in the middle, I'm going to surprise a lot of people here. Shelvey, Joe Linton, and Jeff Hendrick. Now, the reason I'm saying Hendrick is because I agree. I think he's a workhorse, and I think he's somebody that is not frightened to put a foot in where we need a foot in tomorrow. Now, if you think about it, Hayden clearly hasn't been doing that this season. He's a liability at the minute. Okay. We then have Willock, who just isn't interested. Full stop. He's just not interested at all. And I think Jeff Hendrick, if Eddie Howe was to say, right, you go in and do a job tomorrow, you go in, put your foot in, just win the ball and then play it off. Don't try and do anything difficult. Just play the ball off. And let's face it, Jeff Hendrick has a good shot on him as well. You know, balls come to the end of the edge of the box or, 20 yards out. He can hit the ball. So I'm only putting Hendrick in because the performance of the rest of our midfielders has been shocking. Longstaff, shit. Willock, shit. Hayden, shit. We've got to try something different. It's pointless throwing these players in, week out, who are bloody shite.
Yeah.
So I would
by the
really
way, people, there's my team.
I would just look. It's let's face it, the transfer window's coming. We've got a few games left where we need to try and hang on in games, and I really, really do think that for me, those are the three I would play simply because we can get stuck into them.
It's a fair point, I think, Paul. You're right. What you say, them three players are appalling. You've got to change things, and I agree.
Foxy says there maybe Hendrick would play amazing to secure himself a move to another club in January.
Yeah.
Could
well be.
Lucy Marie says yes, Man United don't deserve to be top six, so shocking against Liverpool and Man City. Carlos says, Hendrick, are you drunk? No, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm just making a point. I just think that he'll get stuck in, whereas some of the others we've got, they just won't bother. And that's what pisses me off. Barbara says, Hendrick has scored some important goals since he joined. He has. I mean, he's shite, but, I still think...
He scored some good goals back in the last season, didn't he? So,
yeah. Luke says, put Mickey in the middle and Murphy out on the right, or Fraser. Fraser's crosses come from the right this season. Mickey?
I think Miggy.
Miggy's not in my team. The three up front: Fraser, ASM, Wilson. Fraser doesn't deserve to be dropped at all. I think he has to be. He has to be in the team. Miggy's done absolute bot all, and he certainly won't do anything against Manchester United. I don't think he deserves a start either. May sound harsh, but listen, I want a team that's going to go out there and put 110% in and not frightened to put the foot in.
Absolutely, and what you need.
Joe Linton and Hendrick in midfield are certainly not going to be frightened to put the foot in and win the ball back. Give it to Shelvey. Shelvey gets on with the attack. That's what having Shelvey is going to be useful for. Joe Linton winning the ball back. Yeah, he can take a man or two on. He's done that in the last few weeks. Hendrick just win the ball, lay it off, away we go on the attack. That's what I want to see. And we have attacking players who can hurt Man United's back four. So, the more we keep it away from our back four, the better. Which is why I don't want us to just sit back and let Man United have possession of the ball for 80% of the time, because it doesn't work.
It's true.
We can't play like that, to be honest.
No, you're right. And I think looking at it as well, Paul, where our teams had a bit of a merit at the start, but we sync there with me 4-4-4, whatever it was I say.
As Dave wants the whole squad on the pitch.
Yeah, why not?
Thank you, CFC Florida, again. Really kind. Man. Thank you so much.
But I think our teams aren't that far apart. Obviously, you've got Henrik, I'm not sure what I have in. Yeah, probably would, from what you've said. But what we've got to look at is what we're both getting at. We need to make a change. It's that old saying: if you always do what you always did, you'd always get what you always got. And if we don't make changes in these next couple of games before we start to bring reinforcements in, it's going to be the same old. And we can't mess about with the side like Man United. If they get the smell of blood, they're going to go for us. And that's what can't happen. If we get behind them, we get at them, and we sort of disrupt their flow. You're right. I think we can do something. I really do.
Seattle Geordie says Dave's got Jackie Milburn still up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had a Sinclair there, Dave. haven't you, really?
I'll have an hour.
The Chinese Geordie says Hendrick won't bottle a tackle either. Just tell him to do this, and he will just do the job. Simples. I think he will.
Yeah.
Warren says Hendrick not a bad shout with Hayden suspended and Willock not performing. Ryan expects every player to run 10 to 15 kilometres each game. Apparently, Dave has Shea Given in the goal. Carlos says, I think Fraser will stay in January. I think Fraser's a big part of what Eddie Howe wants to do.
I think he is. He's his type of player. He's quick. He's got a good football head and he can cross the ball as well, which is we've been lacking for a while. And I'd hate to see him go.
Right. So before we end, Dave, it is time for the prediction.
The prediction.
Yes.
This is the big one.
What are you going for, Dave, tomorrow?
I am going to go, and a man of huge integrity we lost today, and it was very sad. I'm going for a Desmond Tutu. May he rest in peace.
Susan, are you listening? I tried to explain to Susan today that Desmond Tutu had passed away, and she actually didn't believe that was his real name. I called her all sorts of names under the sun for not knowing who Desmond Tutu was. And I said, in footballing terms, if somebody draws 2-2, it's always that they've had a Desmond. So, there you go. Foxy says, Barcelona scouts rumoured to be at the game tomorrow. They're taking an interest in Hendrick after his Swedish brother Henrik Larsson did a great job with them. Liam says, I'd go 4-2-4. Dubravka, Richie, Lascelles, Sharman, Keogh, Shelby and Hendrick, ASM, Wilson, Joe Linton, Almiron. At the end of the day, we have nothing between attack and defence. Statman Stan predicts a 4-5-1 formation. Liam says, if we lose, we lose. It's a scene out of Rocky, I think, when Drago goes, if he dies, he dies. Yes. Active Aaron says, I got pelters for saying this 12 months ago, but Hendrick is good at finding half spaces in midfield and playing it simple. He is. He does have his good. He just has
simple ball.
I mean,
to be fair, I think what we could be doing, which is the wrong thing to do, but I think we've certainly have fallen at the trap of it, is you look at how players played under the previous manager, and let's face it, best part of them were rubbish. I mean, could you honestly imagine any of us a few weeks ago, months ago, last season, saying Shelby and Big Joe, don't say it. if a couple of weeks ago we said we would have Big Joe as captain, and everybody went, I mean, we'd said that last season, there'd be people switching off in the hundreds, so but it just goes to show how a new regime changes.
Judy says, it's okay, Dave, get the butlers to pour you a lovely drink and have a nice rest. 4-0 to Toon. I'd love to know what you're drinking tonight. Jesus Christ.
I think is Keegan once said, I'd love it if that was to happen.
Yeah. Judy says, Carlos, this is a record. I haven't said it. I haven't.
Don't say it.
Matty, 5 appearances totaling 283 minutes for Aberdeen. What a waste of a loan.
Absolutely.
Lucy Marie is going 3-2 to Newcastle. Positive about the win. Susan Hayden now because of that Desmond Tutu. Congratulations, Paul. You have survived £6 10 seconds without saying
don't say
him. 2-1 to the Zebras. Let's be positive. Alex says, De Gea will be able to walk through our bloody midfield if Hendrick is sitting in the mid. Now, let's not be too hard on him.
No, let's see.
Barbara says 2-1 for the Toon. Wilson and Joe Linton or Shelby. Cesare says, Dave, much respect on the Desmond Tutu comment. Great man. He certainly was a great man.
Certainly was.
Keith is going 3-1 the Toon. Statman Stan 2-1 to Man United. If he dies, he dies. CR7 gets the winner tomorrow. Thomas is going 3-3. That is actually that's my prediction.
Yeah, all right, 3-3.
I'm going 3-3 tomorrow. I think it'll be a really, really terrible game defensively, and it'll be exciting scoreline wise. I think it'll be 3-3. Because two very bad defenses, but I'll probably be wrong. We'll probably lose 4-0, but you can believe. Kendo says 4-1. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Well, go on, Kendo. Alex says, I'll just sit back and tally up my told you so's for when Hendrick is the mistake maker. Will you get lost, Alex?
He'll come back and over whenever.
Oh, I know he will. He'll be straight
Oh,
on Tuesday night
Tuesday
in the
night
fan
in the
forum,
fan
and he'll be
forum,
like,
yeah.
right, there you go.
Ah,
I've got all my
right.
stats on him.
He'll do what I do, Pony. Go right here. They are.
Yeah, yeah.
Bless him.
But I guarantee that he won't be playing anyway.
Well, yes.
Farrell says 3-2 to the Toon. Wilson 92nd minute winner with a Sioux celebration. Oh, wouldn't that be amazing?
Absolutely.
Wouldn't that be incredible?
Yeah.
Is that from Predator or Alien? I think it's Predator, that one. That if he dies, he dies as Rocky. But
yeah.
there was a quote in Predator as well, I think similar lines. Julie says, remember we can still see or remember performances from players during Steve Bruce reign, not under Howe. Mankio, Shaw, Hendricks, Shelby and ASM I would bring back in tomorrow, says Warren. Who's that Wolves defender you were interested in, Paul?
It begins with an S, doesn't it?
Rob says, from a draw to lose 2-1 if we play against 11 without a ref against us.
Well,
of course,
there is that.
The referee is the referee who was on VAR for the Man City game. So
he was away making a cup of tea when that decision came through. That's for sure.
Indeed. Nice try, Carlos and Yano. Nice tries. Very nice tries. Stephen says Newcastle 2, VAR 3.
No, it could be.
Liam says Man United's defence is far from solid, so I don't know why we don't give it a shot and play the 4-2-4. Better attacking losing than sitting back and losing. Yep, I agree.
Fair point, Liam. Fair point.
Ryan's going 3-1 Man United. Julie says, thanks, Paul. Thanks, Dave and Susan. Take care, all.
Thanks, Julie. You take care.
Martian Leader's going 2-1 the Toon. Can't see us keeping a clean sheet. Definitely not.
No.
Chipper's nice try, matey. It ain't happening. Nigel says, Brighton and Brentford playing tonight. Two teams we were expecting to beat. Let's not underestimate the opposition and build on our future. Lucy Marie says, a lot of goals tomorrow, without a doubt.
No, absolutely.
Nice try, Tony. Foxy says, how well has that Wolves manager done, by the way? Gone under the radar. Indeed he has. Nice try, Tony. 2-0 to the Toon. Christmas ain't over. I like that.
That's very
Alex says, I'd love a high-scoring game. It well could be with our defences, as you've said.
Yeah, it could well be.
Enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day, all. Indeed.
Thanks,
Scott says 2-1 Toon. We need a McNamee, says Shearer.
Oh, God, I'll say.
Right.
Before your time, Paul, was it John McNamee?
Yeah, he was.
Listen,
everybody. Sorry, Dave.
I just used to put the player in rows there. Never mind the ball. Hell of a player.
Yeah. Imagine if it's 0-0. I don't think it will be. You can stop putting somebody's name in the comments as well, because it ain't happening.
I'll try to. Yeah. It's like that yes/no quiz game, isn't it? So
yeah, it is. Nick's going 2-1 to Newcastle. Wilson and Joe Linton. Julie says, is John taking his signed pictures tomorrow? He probably is. He's got some in there. Keith says, don't say it, Paul. Nice try, Ryan. Nice try. Warren says, I'm going for 2-1 Man United or 2-2 draw. Play well. Be nice. Get a result tomorrow.
A lot of positivity in the chat, mine, Paul.
It certainly is. Cheswick says, much love to all. Big brother Paul and Ditzy Uncle Dave. Great show as always. Let's hear it for the win. I'll be applauding from South Africa on the 67th minute for our fallen fellow Geordie.
Good man, Cheswick. Good man.
Yeah. Nigel says, another £5 super chat. Thank you so much. Fantastic. Needed this to carry me to our next game. Cheers, buddy. Z is going 6-1 Man United. Let's hope not. Nice try, Thomas. Nice try, matey. Carlos says, come on, say it, Paul. Cheer me up. Oh, dear. Wolves captain to sign 1st of January. Please tell me his name. I can't remember. They're desperately trying, bless. Geordie says, who is doing VAR tomorrow? Martin Atkinson. No, it is Mike Dean.
He loves us as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. It's not Mike Dean, by the way. I haven't a clue who it is. Dave, I'm still getting over mine and Dave's YouTube debuts. Yeah. Luke, you can keep trying. Good
man, keep going. But he'll not do it. He's determined not to do it.
Alex says, hope we get some more neutral commentary on the TV tomorrow. Sick of hearing Scousers or Mancunians slating us every week. To be fair, I'll be doing some watch-alongs on this channel coming up. Certainly the Everton one, if it goes ahead. Southampton, I'll be definitely doing a watch-along. So that'll be alternative commentary on this channel. So it's very posh, new scoreboards and everything and stuff like that. And I'm trying to add new software to it. I've now got a stream deck off Susan for Christmas, so I can just hit buttons and things come up on the screen. And so yeah, I'm really trying to go and make my the watch alongs that I do for the games I don't manage to get to much more interesting. Alex's, we've seen that one. Brighton are 2-0 up. Tron says I can already see them getting penalties. Yeah, I mean, it's very rare that Man United don't get penalties, to be fair. So yeah. So I'm going 3-3 tomorrow. That is the end of the review show, preview show, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was from Predator. Yeah, it was. John's stream froze again for about 10 minutes today. Someone sorted his internet out, bless him. Oh, I know it did.
It's something about down there, isn't it? I mean, because Annie's internet is awful as well. He's when he comes onto the fans forum, he drops in and out, and sometimes you can only do speech. I mean, I don't know whether it's the area or just whatever company service they use, so.
Nigel, thank you for another super chat, £6.10. Thank you so much. He's put the comment, can't believe nobody mentioned any tolls tonight or trolls. Nobody cares about the trolls, to be honest. The whatever.
Let them get out of the style little life sitting in their back bedroom in their underpants. God.
Exactly. Doesn't bother me at all. Right, I think that's it. Carlos says, really, Paul and Dave sure cheered me up tonight after an awful couple of days. Thanks, mate, and I hope everything picks up for you soon.
Yeah, all the best.
Lucy Marie says, thanks you so much too. Was a great stream. Thanks.
Cheers, Lucy.
Very much. Kendo says, cheers, folks. Hope you all had a great Christmas and we'll have an even better day tomorrow. He is hoping, mate. He is hoping. Right, if you have enjoyed the show, guys, as usual, please do hit the like button for us, and that just helps us grow the channel and become more popular on YouTube searches, etc. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't already, please do think about subscribing to the channel. Help us keep growing on the road to 10K. Just want to keep growing as big as we can. Lots of new stuff coming on the channel in the new year. So please do consider subscribing. Thank you to all the super chats tonight. Thank you to everybody that's become a member. And please don't forget tomorrow, as Wendy says there, is that a massive glass of beer in your background, Paul? Yeah, don't forget the 67 minutes tomorrow.
Yeah,
Wendy's going 3-2 to Newcastle as well. It's actually, I think it's Big Ben because I pinched it off the internet, to be honest, Wendy. I'm going to have to get myself some new backgrounds, but I will be, because there's new overlays that I'm looking at to put on for my backgrounds and stuff with all Newcastle United themed stuff. So hopefully it'll be good. Liked and subscribed. Thanks, Alex.
Cheers.
Right, that is it. January the 1st, the transfer window will open. Lots of stuff coming up here on this channel. Lots of live streams, especially with myself and the old man next to me there. We are prepared for a very busy January for live streams during the day, on a night time. Any news that pops up throughout the transfer window, we will be going live. I haven't actually told Dave any of this yet, but, he did sign a contract.
Did I? I can't remember doing that.
It was a verbal one, Dave. It was a verbal one.
Right.
Yeah.
Was that when I shook your hand that time outside the food bank?
Yeah, I punched us. That was one of the two when you punched us. I think that sealed the deal, to be honest. Ryan, I do not need to get the Canadian wilderness as a background. It's a football channel, you bling.
Nice place, though, to be fair. But you don't want to...
Barbara says, thanks for a wonderful show. You remind me of Morecambe and Wise back in the day. Wow. Hey, if we can be as good as Morecambe and Wise, Dave, I think we're doing something right. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Yeah, Wendy says, John always blames his mum. Yes, he does. But there you go. Paul in his hockey gear. God almighty, I was 7'10" then, man. With skates on and stuff. Jesus. So, yeah, 1st of January, lots of stuff coming up. And I'm going to say it. We will be signing Conor Cody. Okay, we will be signing him. I've bit my tongue for so long during this show tonight, but it has to be done. Conor Cody has to come in. I'm just waiting for the go ahead from Newcastle United for me and Dave to travel down and sign him
and bring him back.
And just sell Newcastle to him and bring him up. Although he's already a keen fan of Newcastle, I believe. Certainly the stadium and the fans. Apparently, we're more like Hinge and Bracket.
you know who they are, Paul?
Jesus, I seem to have made people happy by mentioning Connor Cody. You know, it's Cody time. Carlos is really happy. He did answer me. Yeah, we'll be going via the toll road. Yeah, I'll go down via the toll and I'll pick him up. I'll pay the £6.10. Blah, blah, blah.
There's a better way to go. I'll take you down.
He said the name of he who must not be named. Signed Joe Gomez too. Yeah. No willpower says, it's not about willpower. It's about getting the right signings, and he has to come in. But listen, Thank you very much, everybody, for joining the show tonight. As usual, it's been a pleasure. We have over 300 watching again, which is superb for Boxing Night. Really do appreciate it. Next live show will be Tuesday night, which will be the fan forum with me and Dave. We'll be getting guys on again to talk about the Man United game. I will do a match, a quick match thoughts from when I get back to the car tomorrow night and upload it. Just a quick couple of minutes about the game, and then do a full match review on Tuesday, which I will record. But the next live show will be Tuesday night, which will be the fan forum at 8:30. So make sure you tune in for that. Or if you want to join the show and come on live with us, the link for that show will be in the comments. It'll be pinned about 15 minutes before the show. Yeah. It'll be there for the whole show. So if you want to come on a bit later on, you just hit the link and that'll bring you on. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining in tonight. It's been an absolute blast again. Good. How are the lads? Fun. Let's get something from the game tomorrow and go into the new year with a bit of positivity. But until Tuesday night, guys, take care and enjoy the rest of your Christmas weekend.
Take care, people. Stay safe. Be kind.